All right, I'd like to say thank you so much, Facebook family, and Jack Yates family, Cashmere family, Phyllis Wheatley, Booker T, Washington, and also Madison family for supporting me in Bully production. And why I resigned from the Jynaa is because I knew when I first started, my sister, who I've been knowing all before she got in this world, when she got in this world, and she is a great big supporter of Jack Yates, do a lot of good things for Jack Yates, told me that the Jynaa was not a organization to be trusted. But me, myself, I always give people the benefit of the doubt. And I even talked to Mr. Gary Monroe, and everybody know how much he's involved with Jack Yates, and he said he don't trust him and he don't mess with him. But I went and joined the organization anyway. And before I started joining the organization, let's go back to the 90th Gala, and they had two presidents that I know of since they created this Jynaa. I don't even know if they are a 501(c)(3). And if you're giving any money, you need to ask them, and you need to have some kind of way to know that you're getting your tax deductible money back. And first of all, when I ran into him on the 90th Gala, that former president asked me, he said, well, Boo Lee, who told you could take pictures? Well, first of all, I'm not a person that take pictures. I do videos. I'm not a photographer. Yes, I take pictures to make a video, but I am not no photographer. I am a producer of videos. So let's get the record straight. Then I am a reporter because the community is looking up on me to tell them the real truth. They can't get the truth from the television station. Them people are telling you what they want to tell you. I showed you that when they talk about Antioch being the oldest black church. I showed you. The historical marker said it's not. It's Trinity United Methodist Church is the oldest black church here in Houston. So you can't trust the media. So a lot of people trust me. And I'm going to tell them how it really is. You know, when the Jynaa, when I first heard of it 5 years ago, when they would call, when they put the 90 Gala on, the guy asked me, well, who told me to take pictures? And I told him, well, first of all, I'm taking the videos for the Jack Yates Fabulous 50s. And they had 15 tables, y'all. That's how much support the Jack Yates Fabulous 50s over there at 2610 Elgin. That's how much support they did for this 90th Gala that they had. And and then I felt like, then why were you trying to keep this away from the community? But I didn't trip on it. And then when I did find out that Roland Martin, they paid him to come down here. They paid him to solicitate these people to go out and join this Jynaa. He not a member of that. And everybody know that I just got through seeing Felicia Allen Rashad. She don't want to be a part of that. And I know Debbie and them don't want to be a part of this here because it's not an authorization type of organization. It's something somebody put together and they're using the school's name for political reasons. That's just my opinion. And one thing about this video that I'm making today of why I quit Jynaa, this video will not be posted in the Jack Yates alumni page because the page got too political. They got over 7,000 members on that page. And some of them wish they could kick me off the page. But we got some administrators that want me on the page because I'm the only one that they got to really tell them the real history. They don't know the history about Jack Yates. They really don't. And so they nominated me to be on this executive board. Now you got a new president because the other president, he resigned. And so the new president there, he took over. And So I wanted, and I asked him that I'll take the nominee for being the historian for the school. And later on, I found out that my sister and Mr. Gary Monroe was correct. Because why would you not want me and charge me to bring something out to the community unless you are running a crooked organization? But that ain't up to me. That's up to the IRS. But I know one thing, I got off their board. They didn't have to force me off. I got off. You charging me to come in to help you? Man, that's like you going to work and you paying your employee money to go to work. I didn't go to the gala or the little picnic to entertain myself because I don't even know half of those kids. I didn't go to school with them kids. Them kids the same age my son is. I didn't go to school. I went out there to work. And people think I don't do no work when I'm out there taking pictures, but I take all them pictures together, edit them pictures, and then put the pictures together for a movie. Then I put a soundtrack up under the pictures. And you don't call that work? But I'm here to tell you that no, I do not trust them. And I will not put this video on Jack Yates alumni page because I respect that page. That's not my page. I got a total of 7 different Jack Yates pages that I put together almost 8 years ago. And then my good friend Jerry Shepard put a Jack Yates Roaring 60 page on it where nobody would be able to, and it's a private page. Because we knew and that the young people would not be able to respect us. At least I did. I'm speaking for myself. I'm not speaking for nobody else but me. This is my opinion, my editorial on why I quit the JYNA, because I know and I feel like they are a crooked organization that's using Jack Yates' name. Think about it. How many times have you ever seen them go out there and do something for the school? Yeah, they give some little scholarships, but that's for the kids. What about the school? That they represent the name, and so many people out there selling shirts and doing these little organizations, call themselves organizing little organizations and little parties and using Jack Yates' name. That's wrong. You're wrong. But if you want to do it, that's between you. I ain't got nothing to do with it. I haven't patterned Jack Yates' school name. The name ain't been patterned by me. So if you want to use the school name, that's fine. But I'm just trying to let everybody know how I felt. And people say, well, what actually really happened? Well, I went out there and as I normally do, Madison, Wheatley, Cashmere, Booker T. Washington, they never confront me about paying them to do something for them. In fact, they even tell me they appreciate me coming out there to do something for them. But see, some of those people at Jack Yates National Alumni Association, they are spoiled, they selfish, and they ride the big old ego. And then they got Jack Yates, just like Monroe said a long time ago on the video. They got Jack Yates tied up into political things. And he wasn't lying. I done found it firsthand. But it's all good. And as far as somebody telling me what I can't do and I need to stop people from fighting and I need to stop putting our business out in the street, your business is already in the streets. When you're out there using Jack Yates' name and you ain't giving nothing to Jack Yates, your business need to be in the streets to let people know that you are a phony. If you ain't a phony, prove it. Step up to the pump. You're posting all this other stuff in Facebook. Post up your thing showing that you're doing something for the school. Yeah, they give a couple of scholarships away. Whoop-de-doo. But what is they doing for Jack Yates? The scholarships they're giving is for the kids, not for the school. And HISD ain't giving Jack Yates a whole lot of money because they don't have a whole lot of kids going to school there. And the way HISD work is that they give money to people who got the most kids in their school, in their attendance. And Jack Yates' attendance are very low. So if they very low, the funds from HISD gonna be low. So now what is the fund supposed to kick in to help the band kids get uniforms? How will it supposed to kick in? Well, if the Jynaa was a legitimate company and a legitimate organization, they would be around now trying to get people to come in and do something for the school. This 95 gala and a parade and 90 gala, man, that ain't lily diddly squat. They ain't doing a doggone thing for Jack Yates. You can go and call them on your phone and ask them. Don't take my word. You call over there to Jack Yates. You are a alumni. You call over there and ask them. You got the right to ask them how much money is going to Jack Yates. That's your privilege. Don't get fooled by these people using Jack Yates' name to gather a little organization for their little private parties like what they did out there in Harlem Clock. It's a political thing, and Monroe said it in the beginning. I'm not going to mention nobody's name, but you know who the people who bought the political stuff into our schools. But I'm not mad at them. They're doing what they feel like they got to do. But I tell you one doggone thing, you ain't finna put me in your mix and use me to do the little selfish thing that y'all want to do. That's one reason why I'm not accepted. That's one reason why I'm resigned. I resigned from them. They didn't kick me out. I asked to be put out because I don't want my name being affiliated with them. When the IRS or Internal Revenue Service decide to come down on that organization, I don't want to be a part of it. Bottom line. You know, I appreciate everything. And like I say, somebody say, well, you know, you still haven't told us, Bully, what happened. Okay, when I went in and I started taking pictures, as I always do, the girl pulled me over to the side and told me the security guard asked me to come over there and talk to the girl at the desk who's supposed to be handling things, and asked me, did I pay? And I said, oh, pay? I'm here to try to help the community and document this. She said again, I asked you, did you pay? So I told her, I said, well, if I got to pay you to help you, what are you going to pay me to help you put this out in the community? The girl told me not a goddamn thing. I'm telling you what it is. She might not said it that way, but that's the way I took it. So I immediately patted her on the back, said, okay, I'm out of here. You know, I had just got through doing something for my church when they paid me to do. So I'm electing my church to go out there and do this, even though I did my church before I went out there, because I'm not going to miss my funds. No, that's my job. That's how I get paid. And so I'm walking on off, because I told her, well, thank you. Y'all not going to pay me. I'm not going to pay y'all. So it's a mutual understanding. I'm leaving. So I started walking out, and I didn't know that the security guard was following me. Because I'm not looking behind me. And then I stopped, the young lady stopped and hollered at me, and I hadn't seen her since 1967. And I was talking to her. The next thing I know, the security guard tapped me on the back and said, look, man, it ain't my job. That's the reason why I didn't video this. See, I could have put all this on video, but I ain't that nasty. They not that powerful for me to use them to help elevate their misbehavior and misbelief, fooling everybody that they doing this for Jack Yates and they doing all this. And like I said, I knew from the get-go when I took on this position, a lot of diehard people, and I'm not talking about my sister in Monroe, I mean some people who I know personally, and I'm not going to mention their name, but they told me that the organization was crooked. That's why they don't want to join. And even Roland Martin, he's not part of that organization. They paid him to come down here to solicitate those people to go into this organization they call Jynaa. Now, if they don't like that, get them a video and explain like I'm doing. If not, use their iPhone to take their pictures like they did. Because I don't care. Because Jack Yates is not the only school I work with. I got people at Kashmir that's waiting on me. I got people at Booker T. Washington waiting on me. I got people over there at James Madison waiting on me. And Phyllis Wheatley, what can I say? Those uniforms, now I'm showing you what I'm giving back to the school, along with Phyllis Wheatley and Lamar Ford and Mr. Cumbo and his wife and Dennis Green. We showing you those uniforms, or those shirts, those sports shirts. They're not no t-shirts, they sports shirts. For all the coach, for all the football coaches, Coach DeGar and his staff, and the mask to go around to all of the coaches, from the basketball coach, Coach Wise, to the girls basketball coach. They all will get these masks with Jack Yates' name on it, or the line logo on it. This is what I'm doing. So if you go do something for the school, Jack Yates, NYAA, what you call yourself, put your money up or your mouth. Shut up and put up. And while you put up, document it to let people know what you're doing. If not, it is what it is. So I'm telling you this because I want the record straight. Like I said, this video will not be posted into Jack Yates National Alumni page because I respect the page. And I know everybody don't respect me. Yeah, the JYNA, yeah, they got their followers. Yeah, they got their little cliques. So I'm not, and their little cliques got, I would say maybe 50-60% of the JYNA they on our Jack Yates Alumni page. That's why I don't want to start no confusion by putting this video up and my personal feelings up on somebody else's page. Now let's go back and see the pages that we got. Jack Yates got 7,000 people on their page. Like I said, went political. Now, because of all them people that's on the page, those are votes. So I'm gonna let that go. But let's talk about what we got. We got the Fabulous 50 pages, over 1,000 members. We got the Jack Yates Men's, over 1,000 members. We got the Jack Yates Men 2, pretty close to 700-800 people in that. Then we got the Jack Yates History page. We got pretty close to 800-900 people in that. And then we got the Remember 3rd Ward page and Jack Yates. We got almost 1,000 members in that. Then my friend Jerry Shepard, when he seen what I was doing, he later decided to do something for all of us people who finished in the 60s, so we wouldn't get wrapped up in some of the younger people's stuff. Just a kind of like an adult page for all of us old school people who have retired, and got a page called Jack Yates Roaring 60s. And I thank Jerry Shepard for everything he do to try to help preserve our history. And like I said, those are the facts, y'all. I will not make any more videos about JYNA. I done made this is my first and my last video to say how I feel about them and how I feel about them. I feel like they are a crooked organization. Until they show something on social media platform that they are not crooked. And if you clean, my mother always told me, what do you got to worry about? Open up your hands. Why your hands are closed? So that's what I'm telling you. You know, and it is what it is. And I'm so thankful to Mr. Lamar Ford out of Phyllis Wheatley, along with Eddie and Pam Cumbo, husband and wife, and along with Mr. Dennis Glenn and True Sports for giving us the things to give to the Jack Yates staff. Like I say, they give all this, they give a couple of scholarships to the students every year. Okay, whoop-de-doo. But what is they doing for the school? What is they doing for the teachers? Think about it. What are they doing for the coaches? You know, yeah, they come out doing homecoming because the only thing they want to do is just come out there and fellowship, just like they do when they have these little gatherings and use the school's name and don't get a school or not a doggone dime. And you see them selling these shirts and stuff. Ask the school how much money they getting for these shirts. You got the right to ask the school this. That's your right. This is a public school. Ain't no closed books. And Jack Yates got a souvenir store at the school. Ask them how many people come over there to purchase shirts and caps and other items that the Jack Yates souvenir room has to sell to help the school function. But like I say, HSD cannot give the school a whole lot of money because they don't have a whole lot of kids going to their school. So who got to pick up the slack? Us Jack Yates alumni. But how can we pick up the slack when we can't trust the Jack Yates so-called national AA? You can't trust them. You know, it is what it is. I'm telling you like it is. I ain't got nothing to hide, just like this George Floyd thing. They ain't got nothing to do with that. They the one using that man's name to try to gather up money to put in their pocket, and then they hollering this for the kids. That's a goddamn lie. The kids are their bank account. And that's the reason why you don't see Cal McNair over there, and that check was made out to Change Happens. And Change Happens has nothing to do with the JYNAA. Nothing to do with them, because they know they crooked. They know they ain't legitimate. That's why the check was made out to Change Happen. And Change Happen is an organization that go out and rebuild homes and open up some of these, what you see, these high rises and these townhomes. They the one go out and buy the property, re-renovate it. That's why they call it a Change Happen, because they're making the change around Third Ward.